Hi guys, this is Chicken Guardian from Chicken Guardian's Adventures. Sorry I have to talk quiet, but it is 4 o'clock in the morning. So this is done by Michelle After Dark, right? So please go over. I'm giving her full credit for this map, okay? So Donald's saying that this is the trail, right? So there's the back door. There's the generator. The dogs come through there, went onto this road here, well, this hill, Ben Hill Road, and said that the dog's tail stopped right there, right? So how many cars did we see in Chris's interview, in the interview room, come past him as fast as anything? Someone would have saw a car parked there, easy. Number two, would you, as a kidnapper, hang around, knowing the fact that Don was on his way home, that anybody they could have ordered takeaway, anything, and you could be seen dragging a child into a car from there to there? Number two, the dogs hang around there. That's where Chris was coming up, and the dogs met him and started doing that thing, right? That map looks close, but you think how far away that is. It's not too far, right? The generator, the school bus running up. But again, would a person leave their car unattended? And how long? So if a person left their car there, the only person or people that wouldn't do suspicions would be tree cutters, electricians, delivery vans. But again, even a delivery van, they'll be like, well, why don't you just deliver them right up? Would question it. A white van. So it'd have to be a maintenance, some kind of maintenance van or car that wouldn't raise as much suspicion. So are we looking for a maintenance killer? Someone who has a maintenance car? But then they still would have been seen, and the truck would have had a number on it and like advertisement. That's what happens with maintenance stuff, right? You're advertising about your business and stuff. It's a small village. But again, you would have to know where to go. You'd have to know to go, drop your car off there, which was on a bend, mind. Go up, find your way through thick bush. Make sure there's no dogs there or anything. Hide behind the generator, in the generator, around the generator, or in the bus or something like that. On the hopes that one of the kids goes downstairs. But again, remember, the kids were left from 8 a.m. to 6:30 on their own. 3 boys. Now, Candice said the door was locked. So when she come in, would Candice have gone downstairs and unlocked the door? Unlikely. Would Summer, for no apparent reason, want to go on the swing? A 5-year-old child lock the door? Or would she go up and say to her brothers, I'm going on the swing? Or say, Mummy, I want to go on the swing, and actually go to her mum? And even if someone did unlock the door and stand outside, the person that's waiting along there, the dogs would have shown them attention. That's the thing. It's impossible. I know dog behaviour. like the back of my hand. I learned how to be a parent by my service dogs. How to love, how to trust, what to look for, how I, that's all I learned from. That's all I could learn from. So I know a lot about packs and dogs, and Caesar will tell you the same thing. They should bring Caesar in about the behaviour of the dogs and let Caesar watch how they behave when Chris comes, and he will tell you the same thing. They act like a pack. They've got no rules, so they make their own routines. Right? Dogs love routines just like autistic people. We love our routines. Right? And if someone breaks that routine, if someone was hiding and they had a smell, because the dogs were hungry and that, they'd think, oh, this person might have food, and run over. So the dogs would have hanged around that area, not just one or two, but all the dogs would have packed together because they had puppies as well, remember? So, in theory, no, not in theory, in fact, there's no way anyone could have hid. No way. Because if anyone dropped their car there and then walked through them woods, the dogs come out there. So if they walk through them woods and come out there, the dogs would have smelt them straight away and ran over to them. It would have given too much attention by the dogs. Number two, you'd have to know them dogs weren't aggressive. If you're a stranger and you go, oh, look at that opportunity, and you can see the road because they've cut it, fair enough. So let's say there is a stranger who pulls up and then says, oh, there's 3 kids and a load of dogs, bears, hogs and everything in this area, deadly snakes. I'll just go steal a kid as an opportunist. Is that possible? Really? Honest to God, possible for someone to come here in the first place? So say it is someone that so you've seen the size of Guardian, right? I get the council coming in or electrician coming in and the size of Guardian, the first thing they do is freeze. And I'm like, what's the matter? He's a service dog, but he's huge, right? Come in. He'll smell you to make sure you ain't got COVID and that, and then he'll let you in. If he sits down in front of you, it means he's not letting you in. It means you've got COVID or you've got some kind of sore throat or something like that. And they're like, but he's huge. Can you put him away? And I'm like, no, he's my service dog. He's with me 24/7. He's 16.5 stone. There ain't no way I'm putting him away. If he wants to sit, he will sit, and that's all there is to it. So people assume when they see Guardian, oh my God, he's huge, he's going to attack. So they pick up their little dogs and that. So can you imagine, even a delivery guy, stranger, people who are working in that area sees an opportunity. It's just not possible for them to hide waiting for summer to come out. Because how does he know her brothers aren't coming out? How does he know the mum ain't coming out with her? How does he know they haven't got their dogs aren't property dogs where, like Rottweilers and stuff like that? You've got to know the dogs that are not aggressive. You've got to know that they're hungry. You've got to know that they're running in a pack. Not even idiots and perverts who are dumb and stupid would chance a pack attack. Our natural instinct is to stay away from danger, not walk right into it. So let's have a look. So you've got the driveway there. You've got summer swing there. You've got the back door there. You've got the generator there. You've got the road there. So he comes all the way up there and he hides. What's he hiding for? He's got to know a routine. Like that poor boy, is it Monkey they call him? That poor boy was probably watched a couple of times. If it was someone that knew, probably drove past and thought, on this little boy's hanging about, come back again the next night, come back the next night and seen that he's been out 3 or 4 times running into people's houses, waited and then took him because it was his thing to do. But why would a perv get in there, go through bush with 5 forms of deadly snakes, hogs, dogs, to hide where a snake could come up and bite him? Because in them places where it's the old generator and the buses and that is a perfect place for a snake to lie under and stuff. And wait for what? How does he know that summer's going to the basement? How does he know that summer's going to the swing? How does he know it's summer at all? How does he not know it's the boys? So you can understand it if one of the boys went missing or the boys went missing, right? Because someone would have come up here, there would have been a higher chance of them risking that terrain to get up to the generator to hide, to watch. Again, Candy said no one went in, no one went out the whole day. So again, they would wait and wait and wait there. Nobody, they were out from 8 till 6. So them boys were stuck in the house from 8 to 6. They didn't see anybody from 8 till 6. They're not going to keep hanging around there and then watch the mum coming back and Summer and grandmother coming back in the car and still stay there. They'll be like, oh crap, and run off. The cowards. These paedophiles are cowards. They wouldn't go up against an adult. That's why they steal children, because they're dirty cowards. Why would they sit there and go, oh, it's okay, I'll just sit here and let adults come out? And this is such a high risk. It's unbelievable in every way, shape or form. And how does he know that these people have got kids? So let's take someone saw her at the water park and followed them home. And as they went up the driveway, the other person parked there. He's still got to know that terrain. He's still got to know that he can hide somewhere around there. There's stuff on that property to hide. And you couldn't see the stuff unless you went onto the property. So now you've got 2 options. Is it someone that knew what they were doing that day? 99.9%. You guys put in, is it 1, 99.9%, or 2, 88%, or 3, 0%? That somebody knew what they were doing that day. Right? Now we're talking about kidnapping here, right? Don and Candice reckons it was, for some reason, they reckon that Summer was taken so she could be part of, like, child trafficking. But it doesn't make sense. A loud 5-year-old child that runs around, that is uncontrollable and stuff, why would you take a chance, a risk of them screaming, getting out? You sedate a 5-year-old child and you're on an airplane or wherever, they're going to say, why is your child always sleeping? There's something wrong. Someone would have called somebody and said, there's a 5-year-old child here that's constantly asleep. There's something not right. It's just too manic to think that someone just they had the chance of 3 kids, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old, or 12-year-old, 11-year-old and a 9-year-old. They would have been better at child trafficking than their little sister would have. On top of that, they would have had time to get in and get all 3 boys. So the house and the door was locked. That's not stopped them considering the basement window's got like film on it or whatever it is. And they had time to break in. They had time to get in there because nobody was there for hours. Do you see what I'm saying? So it would have been more practical for them to take the elder boys because they would have been able to sedate them a bit more, kept them quiet, frightened them, manipulated them into doing what they wanted them to do. 5-year-old, you can't. You can't even get a 5-year-old to sit and eat some sprouts, let alone bloody well keep quiet and not say anything and stop crying. That's why Don's getting frustrated, but Don has to understand that these police officers are experts in people trafficking children. They would have spoke to someone who's an expert at it, would have said no chance. They would have probably took the boys. It's just too obvious that the boys would have been taken for child trafficking, okay? So they would have talked to him. They're not stupid. They might make mistakes, but they're not stupid. Number 2, so let's see. Someone must have known that Candice was taking the grandma to the RE, the ER. Yeah, ER. To the ER. And that they were going to be away for a long time. So who was it that week or that night? So it depends on grandma again, doesn't it, guys? So if grandma was okay and then in lots of pain and said, because I don't know about you guys, but when I visit A&E or in America it's called ER, when I visit there, it's because I'm in chronic pain and I can't cope and I'm ill. Right? So it's a pretty much, I don't know when that's going to happen until it happens. You feel unwell and you get a bit of pain, but you feel like you can control it. But then all of a sudden it gets out of control and in pain in minutes, seconds. So when did grandma know she was going to the A&E? Who was around when she was talking about it? Who was around when Candace was talking about it? And if they say nobody, then nobody's going to know that they were out that day. And then you've got to look, the only ones who did know was Candice's mother, the boys, the 3 boys, Don, H, and H's mum, Alice, or Ali. So did the neighbour know? And again, if the neighbour knew they were going, the boys would have been the target. If it was an opportunist, they would have seen that the boys were home alone for all them hours. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's right? Or do you think, like, would you do that? Well, I know you wouldn't do that. But what I'm saying is, if you were saying, let's just say we're going to burgle that house. Right? We see it and we think, oh, there's a trailer there. We're going to burgle that house. So we need to find a where to park where we're not going to be seen. Would you park there? Would you crawl through woods where there's bears, potential deadly snakes, dogs on the property to break into that house, that little house? Or that trailer? Or would you think, actually, that's not worth it? And would you hide behind a generator and may get noticed by a gang load of dogs that are going to come at you and attack you? So, A, it must have been someone that knew. B, if it was a kidnapping and they are innocent, then it's got to be someone that knew exactly where to go, Someone that knew Summer was downstairs in the basement on her own. Summer must have known the person for them to tap on the window for her to open the door to come out to him. They couldn't shout her, "Hey, Summer," because everyone else would hear. And the dogs would bark. If they tried to move towards the back door and tap, the dogs would come running up and bark. If Summer started kicking and screaming, trust me when I say them dogs would have attacked. Some are pregnant, some have got babies. Look, the best people to analyse dogs is Cesar Millan. And I'm sure Cesar Millan will talk to the police, will talk to people. Of course he is. That's what he's there for, to educate people about dogs and animals. Yeah, some people think Cesar Millan's way is, because I follow Sack George, but a lot of people think that Cesar Millan's way is a bit old-fashioned, and yeah, but it works. He's helped a lot of animals. So I think if this carries on, I think Don should reach out to Cesar Millan and call Cesar Millan and get Cesar Millan to do an interview on his dog's behaviour, and why would Cesar Millan say that this map, would a stranger parked there, climb through all that lot of bush to them 13, 12, whatever dogs they've got, and they're pregnant and that, would the dogs allow someone to hide there? And even if they fed the dogs. And besides, that means they've got to carry a satchel or a bag or something up that terrain. On top of that, that means that they would have had to get loads and loads of dog food and sedated the dogs. So all the dogs would have either been poisoned or sedated to guarantee an escape. And Candice never said none of the dogs are dead or sedated or anything. They were normal when they come up. So that doesn't make sense, does it? You would have had to fed the dogs, but you would have had to sedate the dogs as well in that feed. And they had puppies and stuff like that. Some of the dogs, they would have died. And how do you know, unless you're a dog expert, how do you know how much sedation to give them and give Summer? And then they'd have to carry sedation, carry all the treats, give them to the dogs. Then they've got to know that the dogs would eat it, because Guardian won't even have his worming tablet because he's a service dog and he smells. These dogs are wild, remember. They smell. They use their senses. They've been untouched, untrained. So anything that smells bitter or bad, they won't touch. Guardian knows if I can find the most stinkiest fish, like mackerel, something like that, that really stinks, and I could hide the dog wormer tree in there. And Guardian's trained not to take medicine because he has to pass me my medicines and that. So he's trained that certain smells not to touch, not to eat, to pass it to me. So I get the stinky fish on my lap with the wormer. And I say, eat it. And he goes, no, because he's not allowed. So he has to have an injection. So you've got to get through all that first. And all that thought process. Do you know what, guys? I'm already tired just thinking about how am I going to sedate the dogs. Can you imagine the planning that needs to go into this? And what they were going to do? Wait there all day and night until an opportunity? How many days? How many nights? Did they have food? Is there cigarettes there or food or something like that? In the generator, is there anything around the generator? Is there cigarettes, food, footprints? Is there DNA? Have the police done a test on the generator to see if there's any fingerprints, strangers' fingerprints? Have they done a search around that area in case the soil's been moved or there's bits of fibre or bits of anything on? Do you see what I'm saying? There's so many things. If this is right and someone was laying in wait there, you would have to sedate the dogs. It don't matter. You would have to sedate the dogs. Then you would have to make sure that area didn't have any deadly poisonous snakes. Or even the non-deadly poisonous snakes that chase the deadly poisonous snakes. You'd have to be a pretty much expert that a bear's not going to come out at you. Or a wolf, or a coyote, or a dog. Or a hog, because even a hog is dangerous. And then, where you are on the generator, what if the mum comes round to go to the basement? Because apparently she was doing laundry. So what if, how do they know? They knew that they were downstairs. So how did they know the mum weren't going to come down with the laundry? Do you see what I'm saying? Candy says that she was doing laundry. Okay, you were doing laundry, darling. But here's your problem. Then how would the kidnapper know that you weren't folding the clothes and bringing them downstairs and putting them into the kid's room at the same time the kid was down there? I'm just saying, guys, please look at this map and let me know what you think. Let me know your ideas. Because according to Don, there's the driveway, there's Summer's swing, there's where Summer was supposed to come out, there's the camper, there's Beach Creek. The dog trail is from the basement, from the generator to there. Can you see that? Generator to there. That's what they're saying. So they're saying the guys or woman's parked with the guy. Parked there, come all the way up here, waited and waited and waited with dogs and all the other animals, gone up to the basement area with a chance that the boys could have come out, Candice could have come out, Candice's mother could come out, go in, try and coax Summer out as a stranger, so they would have to talk or shout, depending on how thick was the door. That's what I would ask. If I was Chris, I'd ask how thick was the door. If you go what goes, go outside, close the door, and talk to me so I can see if I can hear you. Because if Summer was round the corner, how's the person going to get attention? He'd have to tap on, because there's a wall, isn't there, where she goes round to play with her toys. So he would have to tap for Summer to get up and come around so she could see the door. Would you tap, and with the boys being there, the parent right there, the grandparent right there, would you tap to get her attention? Then you'd have to talk to her to get her out. Do you know how much time? Calculate how much time will that take? Because I don't know time or numbers, do I, guys? So that's for you subscribers, right? You new guys and you... all you guys that are subscribed, please put your thoughts. Give me what you feel and think. Give me why this could be possible or why it isn't possible. Do you agree? Is there another way? Could you think of a way? This is what this channel's about. Don't be scared. Come forward. So if you go on to this lady's channel, you'll see this in full. Michelle After Dark, okay? She's really good, a really knowledgeable person, actually. And she's the one that did this map. So she spent time doing this for everyone. So you guys figure it out. Let me know, please. Comment down below. Don't forget, oh yeah, I keep saying, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Right? You guys know it all already, don't you? If you like it, press the button. If you like the channel, subscribe. If you think it's a good one, share it. How's that for you guys? Better? Because everyone keeps saying, Chip, you keep forgetting that. Yes, I do. This is not important. This is important. Do you see that? And, you know, why haven't the police done DNA on that generator then and around it? Surely there'll be, like, Summer's in that area where the dog thing is, you'd search for like bits of clothing, bits of hair, fibres, because you're bound to be scratched in that lot, aren't you? You're not going to come out unscathed, are you? There might be blood, might be DNA, blood DNA on there of the perpetrator and that, the legs and stuff. I'll let you guys think of it. Please let me know what you think. Okay? Catching a wild crocodile. Everyone, please, please look after your kids. Look after yourselves. All of you love and respect each other's wishes, feelings, thoughts, and bubbles. Everyone has a right to the way they think and feel. Okay, guys. Catching a wild crocodile.